Hi everyone. After all that possum drama, I think I was deserving of some retail plant therapy. So after just moseying around in the garden and admiring all my plants, what's better than going shopping? And it was high time for it anyway. We're almost into spring. And so I thought, yeah, let's go and do some shopping. And so I went out and I got myself a huge plant haul. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. All the stuff that I managed to find. Not find, well, it was a splurge. And it felt so good because I managed to go during the week and get the new stock that had come in, which I usually miss out on. And when I went into the Bunnings store and I saw a bird was in there as well, but he wasn't buying anything, just came to do some free sampling, enjoying all the nectar from the flowers. So yeah, there was so many different types of flowers because I think they got their spring stock in. And so I bought, I don't usually buy a lot of flowers. I'm not a flower person, but since I've got my bee garden, I've got all these native plants, and most of them are native. This Drumeria, I don't think is native. Oh, it is actually. It was cultivated here in Australia, but it's such a bee magnet, and that's why I took this. And I took a lot of native plants because I want to encourage the native Australian bees, and they usually like all these tiny little flowers. And I got another one of this rice plant. It's a Ozothamnus, and I got this beautiful little. It's called a buttonbush snow, and it's from South Africa, my home country. And then I got this Hardenbergia. It's a climber, so I need to make a trellis for it, but it's still so small, so it's not going to be needing one anytime soon. And then I got a leptospermum, and most of these plants are all loved by the native bees, and that's why I chose them. Some of them are actually shrubs, but I'm going to try and keep them small. And all these leaves are also very tiny, so they won't look too busy. I got a little creeper, this Herbertia. It's also native, and it's a ground cover. Look how cute that little purple flowers are, and that yellow one. So I'm hoping it will be full of flowers soon, and it'll look so cute, and the bees are going to love it. And I'm hoping all the native bees find this space this season, because when I started it was too late. We were going into winter, and that was autumn, so they were already, I think, probably gone and hiding, because the native Australian bees, they don't come out when it's too cold. I think they just stay in their little nests. Right, so I'm going to put that Hardenbergia at the back, and I just need to look for spaces in the yard because, oh yes, and I got the sedums, all my succulents. I had to get this sedum autumn joy, and I can make lots of them, lots of cuttings. And I bought this Shady Lady Crimson. Well, I didn't buy that. Ivan chose that. It's a red, not my color, but I had to agree to take that since he said, "Oh, it's so pretty." So I'm gonna have to find a place to put these plants. And look at this little bee. He couldn't wait for me to plant this thing. He's just already coming and enjoying the nectar here. Yeah, I said I was going to put this at the back fence in the bee garden, because you can see the bees just love this. And I'm hoping it's not just these the honeybees. that come to it. I'm hoping for the native bees to come and find it. It's really small, and yeah, so I'm gonna keep it trained up there, but on a small trellis. Yeah, if it fills up and grows, it'll be a mass of purple flowers, which will be so pretty. And that spot had all these little seedlings, or the seeds from the marigolds and stuff had sprouted on their own, because I had that marigold tree there, and even some alyssum seeds were there. But yeah, I needed to take out the marigolds. I'm hoping to grow them bigger, and I don't want to keep them here in this garden, but I'll see how I go. I want to maybe use them for autumn, because they are that beautiful deep rust color, like a reddish rust. So I'm going to plant them up, and when they're nice and big, I'll put them in a planter and put them out front. They will grow over spring, spring and summer. So I'm hoping that by autumn they'll be nice and big. Yeah, this was so good because I didn't even have to plant it. So the seeds that fell on their own, they just grew. There's going to be more. I know that more plants are going to come up there, because a lot of the marigold flowers fell there, and they're probably going to sprout in the next few weeks. So I'll pick them out as they come up. So far I've got this dark red, this burnished red sort of marigold. I've got the yellow boy, and I've planted those the white marigold. So I'm hoping, if they all the ones that I propagated in the front, those seeds, if they sprout, that'll be good. These ones I don't have to worry. The plants have already grown. Yeah, so only 6, but that's okay. There's more there. I know I didn't take out all of them. I just dug up the ones that were in the space, and I added in some soil to just mound up that area and give this Hardenbergia a little bit of height. These native Australian plants, they don't like a lot of fertilizer or anything, and if you give too much of fertilizer or phosphorus in the soil, they will just dry up and kick the bucket. So they just need any kind of soil, and so I didn't put anything fancy. I didn't put any fertilizer here. I just put normal plain garden soil, and I'm planting them. Yeah, so if I get a trellis behind it, I'm going to get a narrow and tall trellis, so it's not going to be wide, because I've got that pomegranate tree over there as well. And this spot gets east-facing sun and some west-facing sun over summer. But over winter, the west-facing sun doesn't even come this side. It's just too weak. So that's one down, and I need to find space for the rest of the plants. I mean, I don't know, I went crazy buying so many. Not that I'm complaining. I'll never complain about how many plants I bought. I'll just complain about how small our yard is, because it's so hard to find suitable spots here. and that bee was back. I didn't even water the plant in, and it was like, yeah, I'm ready to get back to those flowers. So yeah. Oh yes, and a tip on this nettle. I want to share a tip because I had a bad experience. I tried to pull out some weeds, and this nettle, oh my god, it was terrible. So I've got a forceps which I've started using if I see these nettles. So if you have a forceps, you can buy them. Well, you can buy them online. They are so good to pull them out, so you don't need to touch them. You just catch them at the bottom, and it holds the plant so firmly and gets the whole root out. So get yourself some forceps, people. You know, we're doing some surgery in the garden. There's that. It was so prickly and painful. I never experienced that before. So after that, I was like, no, any nettles, I'm going to be using this forceps, and you can just carry it and throw it away. Right, now I got to find spaces for all my plants. And yeah, you can see our yard is so tiny. So placing plants can take a lot of time. I have two of these rice plants. I bought the pink versions, and one I'm going to be putting in the front yard where I'm planning on making my bird bath area, and then the other one is going here next to the dandelion. You know, planting does involve a lot of standing and staring, and the dogs were confused as to why I was just standing around not doing anything. You gotta look at it from all angles and how it's gonna look. And yeah, as I said, the yard is so small, so I gotta make sure that they got enough space, because some of them can become really big shrubs, but I'm not going to let them. There, at least one down there, or two down so far. I'll leave this dandelions here until the end of spring probably. But I just love this plant. Still trying to find the best spots. And I had to think about it, and I think I've got this one sorted for this space, but I just need to clean out all this grass, taking up more of the lawn. And so I'm going to make this into a small garden bed on this side and just plant all flowers here for the bees, and then my succulent garden is in the center. So I planted the camelosium there and the phebalium next to the pencil pine. And I have one plant there already. That's the Grevillea magnifica. I actually brought that from the front yard because it looked like it was drying. Yeah, I really like that. Look at the pretty pink flowers of that camelosium. It's a bigger flower. And then I thought I'll put that button bush or one of it at the end. And I know all the foliage looks the same, but I can't help it. I've got no other space. I don't know where else to put these. So I'm just going to put that button bush, I think, in the end there next to the magnifica. And I just need to get them in the ground as well. I can't keep them in the pots. These little pom-pom things are supposed to break out into white flowers. And the bees are supposed to love that, or I suppose that's what the tag says. It loves, bees love this flower. So I'm going to put that here. Yeah, so I that's in. When they grow, I'll have to just watch that size as well on that button bush, because that's supposed to get to like 2 meters and there's no space for 2 meters here. Yeah, that looks like a nice little bed there. There's more space. I can put little plants there or shorter flowering ones. I'm really liking it. I can't wait for them to get nice and full of flowers. I really love this bronze stems in this phebalium. It's supposed to get little cream colored flowers on it, but I like the leaves as well. There's just little narrow leaves. But I like the rust stems, and this camelosium is so pretty with that pink. So this will have pink flowers, and then the phebalium next to it will have a creamy flower, and then next to it is a grevillea, which this one here is supposed to get pink little bottle brush sort of flowers. And I hope it recovers because it's not looking too happy. And the button bush is supposed to get white little flowers on the top once these little fluffy things, they open up into like fluffy little pom-poms. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. So there's a bit of mixed color there. And I came back a few days later, and look, this is so happy. It's already started flowering. And this is not even like 3 days later. And it's got these little tiny flowers. So cute. So it's happy to be in the ground. So that means the roots have settled. So I went to the front yard. I'm going to do a big change here. Take out these ioniums from the front. I had them by the tap to block the tap, but I don't want them there. I want to take out this ratama, this fine leaf thing from the front. I'm going to take that out, take out the ionium, and I'm planning on putting a pot there with the grass that I bought. So that's a big, it's going to be a big change there because this ioniums have filled out that space quite nicely, but I'm tired of them then. And I'm going to take this little Laciocephalum. It's so pretty, that pink. Oh, it's a purple flower, actually. I'm going to take that and move it to where the ioniums are. Yeah, so that whole thing has to come out, all this. You see how much it's grown. I just put them in as stems last year, and they've filled out so nicely. They've covered up this tap, but I want a different look there. I want to put a grass there that I bought, so I'm going to take that whole, the dark leaf ionium and the green one, and this is a pot that I'm going to use. This had the aloe that died, so I'm going to take that out, clean it up, and move this pot to the front next to the tap. Yeah, that's the grass. It's a lomandra lime tuft. So there's my pot. It's a very upright grass, but I like the color. It's so bright. It's that lime green. So it'll have some movement there in that space, especially over winter. And there I've pulled out my little native plant and planted it in front of the pot. So that also gets a bit of a shrub size. I need to control it, but I want it to be there in front of that pot. These purple flowers are so cute, but they turn downwards, so you can't really see how pretty they are. And it's not finished here. I'm going to do other plantings around it, but at least the main stuff is in, and I've taken out that ionium. I left just one stem there for now. Still looking for spots to plant. My garden is too small. I just don't know where to put them, because I can't let them get too big and there's not enough space. And then I don't want them to get too big, because I can't put them in just any spot, especially here, because they will block the light for the succulents, and they need a lot of light. So I need to ensure that when I plant these ones, that they're not shading anything. I thought I'd put that button bush here. It looked okay in that spot, but I'm so undecided. I tried it there by the post box. I thought I'll put both here, because that other protea, the red one, that is going to get quite big and needs a bit of space. And I'm going to let that get a bit more branching out so the flowers show. So anyway, swapping didn't help. Made no difference, because I just decided to go with only that shady lady, the red protea. I just thought that can go there, and I put that behind the post box. I still didn't find a spot for that button bush. I didn't get all the plants in, but I took a break because I was exhausted from just standing around and looking and planting some and not planting others. And look how beautiful my Aromophila Rays blue is. It's so cute. And then I wanted to show you guys, this garden is the bee garden, but today I don't know what is going on here. These bees were swarming the place. I don't know if you can see it in this shot here, but I usually keep out some water here for them because bees need water, and I always leave them out. But today there's like a swarm of them there. It was like a true bee garden. And look at how much of them were in this container. And they weren't at the flowers. They were just thirsty. They were drinking water. So they came out from wherever they were, because I've never seen so many in this spot before. And I couldn't even sit down here to record. They were like just swarming all around my head when I was trying to film it. Look, and I took a photo and I counted in that container. There were 27 sitting inside there, and you can't really see them because I put stones there, and the stones are brown as well. But if you can see them flying around, you can see how many are flying around this container here. So they need a lot of water. I just need to make sure I keep that topped up, and I need to clean up that container as well because we had rain and there's leaves in there. But they are just enjoying the water. So thank you for joining me in the garden this week. So lots and lots is happening, and spring is around the corner. So, stay tuned. I've got lots of things coming up, and I hope you enjoyed this video, seeing all the different plants. And I shall catch you next week with another video. Take care. Bye.